hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's me, the one AJ, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. So you know what that means? We're here. And why are we here? Because we're kicking open the door in the UK for the very first time. That's right, AEW, CMLL, Stardom, and obviously AEW have brought the Forbidden Door down to London, UK. And guess what? I'm not going to be there, but the MOW will be in full representation. Well, 2/5 of them boys are going to be representing, because good old Double V and Big Tone will be in the zone in the O2 making noise and representing for us. So thank you, guys. We appreciate you all the way. Now, guys, the points are pretty much set, but we still play because we still play. So here we go. We are going to open for the Forbidden Door with Kazuchika Okada versus whose house? Swerve's house. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
This one's tough. The unified title, formerly two mid-card titles, now one. And which way do we go? Swerve Strickland versus Okada. This may cost me because I don't think it's time. But everything else around these guys are done, and it's, hey, it may not be Wembley, but it's still his house, baby, no matter where he goes. So I'm calling it, making that house call. Swerve Strickland, your new united or your own unified champion. Please, Swerve, I need you to make this one happen.
Quietly the match I'm most excited about. Okada seems to be becoming, to me, a bit like what Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, was to AJ back in the Fed days. I can't seem to get it right with this guy. Him and another guy who we're going to talk about a bit later on. But I maintain, while he's been a very funny champion, Butch, I don't think he's been a great champion, which is very un-Okada-like. Seeing Swerve Strickland without gold weirdly just doesn't feel right anymore. I've said before, if you were to make like a league table, like a football-style league table of AEW wrestlers, Swerve Strickland is in the top 4, making Champions League place every single time. Swerve Strickland is easily one of the MVPs of AEW for me and for many, and I think it's time to put some gold back on him, and especially considering he lost in London last year, it'll be nice for him to get the W in the capital this year. So I'm going to say Swerve Strickland to end the Okada run, and yeah, whose house?
I prefer Okada. Yeah, I said it. I've been watching a lot more wrestling lately, and it's just Denitech watches wrestling. Swerve, I've seen 2 of his matches now, and kind of let me down. It was not the greatest of matches. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't. Okada, on the other hand, I know it was Okada versus Kenny at the Super whatever Dome, one in Japan, and they were just the ultimate matches I've seen. So because of that, I'm going to go Okada because it's fun. I haven't seen any Okada in AEW. Don't know what he's like in AEW, but hey, if it's anything like what it was before in Japan, I'm going to stick with Okada to win. So yeah, going with Okada to win this.
If this isn't one of the hardest match to predict, it is the hardest match to predict for me. Because, Swerve could actually take it, because Okada has held that title for a long time. As a matter of fact, I think he's the longest reigning Continental Champion. Obviously, he's combined with the International Champion, so it's the Unified Championship, which he's only just unified, should I say. And that's something to think about as well. For someone that's just unified a championship, that literally makes them undisputed, right? So how undisputed would they be to lose in their first initial defense or second initial defense of the unified title? I don't know when they're going to be split again. Possibly before the start of the next Continental Championship tournament match. And again, with my heart, as much as I would really want Swerve to win here, because it would be an interesting crossover to see Hangman on one side with a title and Swerve on the other side with a title, and they come face to face. But will Hangman still have the championship at the end of the night? Well, we'll find out at that prediction when I do that later. But in this match, see, you've got the Don Callis family as well. I mean, you might get some people trying to help Swerve, but it's definitely not going to be Hangman. So who helps Swerve? You might have some others that may come down. But at the end of the day, this is a one full match. It's a straight match. There are disqualifications. There are countouts. So there can't be too much shenanigans unless the referee gets knocked out, and that possibly could happen in this match as well. But I think whatever the next AEW pay-per-view is, the big pay-per-view that they have, another big pay-per-view, I think that's where you take Swerve to eventually win it. But I think there's going to be nefarious means here. It's not going to be clean. It's going to be all over the place. And I think by hook or crook and nefarious means, Okada's going to retain here. I'd be happy if Swerve wins it. Like, I'd still celebrate and I'd be very happy and I'd probably be very glad to lose that point. Then again, I wouldn't because I'm falling behind now. But yeah, I think it's going to happen with shenanigans. The title's not going to be dropped just yet. Swerve will get it, but not at Forbidden Door. So still, your unified champion, it's the Rainmaker, Okada.
It's not often in a match of Okada where you can turn around and say it can go either way. But hey, we're here because obviously Swerve Strickland's on fire. He's still so popular, and could be champion tomorrow and no one would bat an eyelid. But at the same time, man, like Okada, he's been treated good. He's been treated like how Athena's been treated at Ring of Honor. He's the forever champion, man. He's had that Continental champion since he pretty much came in the front door, and I managed to level it up and turn it into the unified championship. Plus, I think he's like the key player, man, the jewel in the crown of the Don Callis family at the moment. So I don't think they're gonna want to end that. But it wouldn't shock me if Swerve got that win. He's that popular. But I'm gonna go with Okada to retain his unified championship. Okada for the win.
Okay. So yeah, me and Double V are in the house, and we're hoping that it's Swerve's house, baby. The rest of you, well, you know what Okada calls you. Right. Anyway, we move on. Let's go from one mid-card title to the other as we talk about the proto-star Kyle Fletcher as he takes on one of New Japan's finest in a classic match to be sure. Let's have a look. Which way the guys go?
I'm so hyped for this one. Over the course of the last few years, I have said repeatedly that I think that Hiromu Takahashi is, probably along with Minoru Suzuki, but he's appeared at the first Forbidden Door, I believe, with Jericho. Takahashi is like that one standout Japanese wrestler that I've been like, why has he not been at Forbidden Door? He's one of my favourite, and I'm so glad I'm going to get to see him not only on the pay-per-view, but live at the O2 Arena with Big Tone. That said, Kyle Fletcher, quietly for me, one of the wrestlers of the year. He's having a great run with the TBS title, but it's not been anywhere near long enough. So, there's no way that's coming to an end at Forbidden Door. Fletcher is just too important for AEW. However, part of me thinks this might quietly be a sleeper hit, this match. I don't know if it's match of the night, match of the year contender, but I think people are going to have a blast with this. Kyle Fletcher to win, though.
This is where I get a point or I drop down to loss, because I'm going to go with Hiromu Takahashi. I call him Take Shitter, right? And it's Takahashi. Yeah, I watched this guy wrestle a couple of times and I like his wrestling style, and I'm going to stick with that. So, Kyle Fletcher should remain champion, but I'm just going to go. This is just my heart pick. I can't win overall now. Well, I still can, technically, but if I don't do stuff like this, I won't win. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a curveball out there, and I'm going to go for Takahashi to win. taking a chance.
This is another match that possibly could steal the show. So you got Tanahashi and the newly crowned TNT champion in the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. Again, you got to keep this champion strong. You can't have him lose on his first defense or second defense. I'm sure he defended it again and held it again. However, you've got to put the rocket on this guy. You've got to keep winning. You've got to keep putting him over with the win. You know, it's the person that makes the title, not the title that makes the person. And in this case, Kyle Fletcher, you know what? He could actually have a career without a belt, but in such an early stage, you know, you need to kind of put a championship on him. You kind of need to give him that TV time. You need to give him those main event spots because he's quite capable of being in that world title fight or that world title run. I wouldn't be scratching my head if he was holding a world championship. Let's just be real. He's literally got the ingredients to be a world champion. And in order for him to get there, you've got to build the person around that working class title in the TNT Championship, similar to the Intercontinental Championship. It's the workhorse title. It's the title that everyone had before they went on to the World Championship. Well, most, I should say. And if you're going to kind of give any credibility to the next possible contender for the World Championship, keep the rocket on this guy and obviously let him win. Obviously, we know it's Forbidden Door. Obviously, we know the title could change hands at Forbidden Door, which is the whole point of the thing. So that a different guy from another promotion carries the title. Again, that's done in another promotion at the moment with TNA, because if you ask who their current champions are, they're not TNA. Anyways, nonetheless, you got to keep Kyle Fletcher strong here. So still your TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher.
You know, I feel that Kyle Fletcher is getting one of the best pushers in wrestling, man. Dig the music. Not sure I dig the pink look, man. Like, you know, damn, was a little bit too bright on the eyes there. But otherwise, man, everything else is coming together, like, quite nicely. And I'm glad, like, he's the TNT champion. He definitely deserves it. And, yo, it's so going to be so good to see Hiromu, like, in person, like at the O2, but he ain't taking the win here, man. We got to continue the story, continue the rise of Kyle, man. One of the best pushers in wrestling has been handled so well. Kyle for the win.
Kyle Fletcher versus Takahashi. I'm guessing this is going to be a really big match, but what we have to say is that it's a TNT title on the line and the Protostar is just on the rise. So let's not waste any time. Acknowledge your TNT champion on his first pay-per-view defense, so he ain't dropping ish. Kyle Fletcher for the win.
Right, so apart from then the Tech, who's gone for Takahashi, yes, everyone has gone for Kyle Fletcher. I kind of took a pause because I think he may have confused him with Takeshita because he said the take. So maybe he's got the wrong way, but he's voted how he's voted, and hey, fortune favors the bold. And also just want to point out that, yes, we are aware it's Takahashi because, yes, Leon did say Tanahashi, who will be down later on for another match where the lights will be out. But anyway, let's keep it going. We've done 2 AEW titles. Let's go for some New Japan. In fact, let's go for the main one, the IWGP title. UK Stand Up. Hey, look at that, the impact. Oh, you get it, yeah. Behind me, you can see the old British impact there. And this is definitely a match that will have some British impact. Not the company, but an impact for UK fans because Zack Sabre Jr. takes on... Because Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Nigel McGuinness. Which way the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Yeah, met this guy after a Rev Pro show. Then never saw him wrestle again. Like literally saw him wrestle and went, oh my god, this guy can really wrestle. I love the way he flows and he looks like he's really putting on the moves. Then never seen him wrestle again. Saw him on the street, got a picture with him. If you know me, I don't take pictures, but I took a picture. He actually said, do you want a picture? And I was like, oh yeah, snap. Took one. Then never saw him wrestle. It's crazy. I'm still picking him to win. Zack Sabre Jr. Wow. What a wrestler. I need to go. Actually, I want to see this pay-per-view. But he's up against Nigel McGuinness. British. But still, I'm going to go Zack Sabre because British. Yeah. I wonder if he can say his catchphrase. You know,
You know, I was thinking this match might get one of the biggest pops of the evening because you got two Brit guys in London, England, at the O2 Arena, fighting over a world championship. So you're definitely going to get really, really big pops here. And if this is Nigel McGuinness's final match, if this is his way of bowing out, then what way to bow out then at one of the big stage, in the big lights, in your hometown for a world championship? I mean, it's a great way to sign off, if you ask me. And it would be a massive pop if he won as well. But this is Zack Sabre Jr. we're talking about here. Obviously, the technical prowess is just wild. Wild. And if it were like maybe 5, even 10 years ago, then yeah, easily I would consider Nigel McGuinness to run away with it here. But this is the typical legend come to give it one last try sort of thing. I mean, obviously, it's a lovely culmination for it to be in London at the O2. But unfortunately, still, your IWGP World Champion is going to be Zack Sabre Jr. It's going to be a phenomenal match. They're probably going to shake hands at the end. You might even see a little bit of a little bit of nefarious means at the end, like the old kick to the old, you know what I'm saying, melons there. Kind of like what Jericho did to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, it's going to have a massive pop. But still, your IWGP champion is Zack Sabre Jr.
Now, here's a match that was not on my wrestling bingo card, man. A match I didn't expect to see, especially in person. But hey, an all-British, like, semi-main event for a New Japan's, like, highest prize, man. Like, it's crazy, the world of wrestling that we live in, man. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. has taken on Nigel McGuinness, of all people, man. In what many consider a British dream match, like two of the best of all time. I'm sure it will be a technical masterpiece, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, especially in person there, man. Got me all giddy. Obviously, though, Zack Sabre Jr. has got to, retain his title because he's on a tear, man. It would make no sense, really, to give it to McGuinness at this point in his career. And glad they're, giving him these big matches as sort of a nice, farewell tour, if you will. It's like he had to sort of stop his career under circumstances that he wouldn't have wanted. But, it's, nice that AEW and I guess now New Japan by proxy are giving him those final matches to make him feel comfortable with going to sit behind that desk every week on Collision, man. And trust me, his commentary is one of the best out there, man, so I have no problem with that. But hey, this match is going to be fantastic, although Zack Sabre Jr. takes it. Zack for the win.
UK stand up, UK stand tall, because two of the UK's very best will be clashing when Zack Sabre Jr. takes on Nigel McGuinness. Now, had you told me this wasn't for the IWGP title, I might have said it could go either way, but there was no way, with the highest respect, that New Japan are letting that title go that easily. Let's break the fourth wall and say that title go that easily. It's not going to be there. So Zack Sabre Jr. is going to have one heck of a match against Nigel McGuinness because it's Nigel McGuinness, but still, your IWGP champion, Zack Sabre Jr.
Happy to be seeing this match. Zack Sabre Jr. is one of my favourite wrestlers in the world, right here. There is no way that New Japan are going to be okay with having their top guy drop their top title to a legend, a cult legend certainly, but a guy who is not even full-time, even though it would be an amazing feeling seeing Nigel win gold in London. No chance. They say never. I'm kind of tempted to say never, no way, no how. Zack Sabre Jr. to win this.
Okay. Look, if you want to do it from a standpoint of view, someone who is still real to me, maybe Nigel has a point. But are New Japan really going to be a commentator is going to be our main champ? It's not going to happen. So best of luck to both guys. It's going to be an awesome match, but we know where it is. Zack Sabre Jr. for the win. If you say differently, comment below. Okay, guys, let's go back into some title matches. Let's go into some tag match, and let's see who also hurt people. Because yes, it's the Hurt Syndicate in a triple threat tag title match. I believe it may still be a contender, but I believe it's a triple threat. We are talking FTR, Hurt Syndicate, and Bandito. You know the one we're talking about. Brody and Bandito. Yeah. Get well soon. Oh my days. The other Hound of Hell. Oh, why am I blanking? Murphy. There we are. Murphy. Yeah. Okay. No, Buddy Lee. He's not Buddy Murphy anymore. He's Buddy Lee. Okay. Anyway, we're talking triple threat tag match. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
See, this was a really hard match for me to predict because it's the Hurt Syndicate, man. And we know what they do, people. They hurt people. So, you know, they've been on a run and a really incredible run. And I think they've literally gone through every tag team that there is. So now the question is where do the Hurt Syndicate go from here? Who would be the next challengers? And obviously here they face the winner of FTR and is it Brodog, I think? And they've been getting massive pops as well. So they're properly going over. And like I said in the last prediction, you can still lose a match and get massive props from the crowd and massive recognition and acknowledgement. And that will take them places, like, you know what I mean? They've obviously got chemistry and that's something to look for the future. However, I think FTR are going to get the better of them. I think it's going to be Dynamite that they do that match, thus going on to face the Hurt Syndicate. Because FTR and the Hurt Syndicate, I think there's a little thing there as well. But ultimately, you know that's going to go on to Cope and Cage, or Cope and Christian. Cage Cope? Christian Cope? I don't know. But obviously, for years, everybody has wanted Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian, to get back together. And after 12, 13, probably even more than that, so many years, it has finally happened. It might be a different promotion, but they finally got it. I wouldn't be surprised if people start accidentally saying Edge and Christian again, giving them that nostalgia from way back when with the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. But as much as my heart thinks the Hurt Syndicate, I think where this is going is going to end up being FTR versus Cope and Christian for the tag team titles. Is it All In? Or whatever the next pay-per-view is for AEW, that's where they're going to have the match over the tag team titles. So, as much as my heart thinks the Hurt Syndicate, I'm going to go ahead and say your new AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR.
This is one of the more harder ones of the night, man. Like, because I've got to assume that FTR are going to get the win and go on to fight, like, the Hurt Syndicate. And for me, like, that is amazing. Like, that's a banger match, man. And, like, getting to see it in person as well. Hey, all the more, man. All the more brilliant. As for who wins this one, it's difficult, you see, because I've been saying for months in it that, like, FTR need to get that goal because they're eventually going to do the whole Edge and Christian reunion tour one last time. And, you know, gold's going to be unfold there. But is it going to be unfold so soon? And there's a particular reason why I think Hurt Syndicate needs to, like, you know, keep all the gold to keep themselves looking, you know, strong and good. But I think Edge and Christian, like, or Edge or whatever screws FTR out of their win here. Hurt Syndicate retains. Hurt Syndicate for the win.
Bring 2 tag teams, bring 3 tag teams, bring 4 tag teams, bring them all. Result remains the same. These guys hurt people. The Hurt Syndicate for the win. Let's not waste any time. I think it was going to be one of 2. Now I think they've made it a 3-way. It changes nothing. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, still your tag team champions.
This one's hard for me to call. Because. Based on my previous prediction, whereby I think Cope and Cage are going to go on their trajectory to winning the World tag team titles, there's a lot more stock in them going up and taking those titles off of FTR. But then again, there's also stock in saying that they've conquered this unbeatable mountain that is, the Hurt Syndicate. Oh, it's really hard to call, especially considering that Cope has recent involvement with the Hurt Syndicate. It's really... For me, this is the hardest one, not because I don't know which direction they're going in, and they say... Do you know what? It doesn't really matter because I don't think I'm winning this season. So I'm just going to pick with my heart. I'm going to say FTR pull off a shock, dirty, nasty win here, take the gold, and then lose to Cope and Cage in a few weeks or months' time. So yeah, FTR to win.
At this time, I'm not sure who they're going to face. It's Hurt Syndicate versus the Elimination Tournament winner. With that, you know what? Why change a good thing? Well, I say good thing. Why not change the common thing right now? And the common thing is the Hurt Syndicate. He's winning. I know I should go against it just because there should be a surprise at the show. And from what I saw from the last pay-per-view when I looked it up, everyone was like, they've had the belt too long now. It's time for it. Enough is enough and it's time for a change. If you know who that is, yeah. But with all that said, I'm sticking with Hurt Syndicate to win because why not? They're the Hurt Syndicate.
I agree, then. They're the Hurt Syndicate. They hurt people. And that's what we're all about. Okay, so we've got a few people who believe it's FTR. A bit of love out there for Bandibro or Bambrodito, that other tag team who aren't irrelevant, but not believed to be winners. But there is the mention of FTR. There's a few people who've gone down the FTR route, and they believe it's all to do with a certain reunited tag team. Now, enough of the 5-second poses, because for match 5, we're going to go for the reunited Adam Copeland and Jason Russo, formerly known as Edge and Christian. Right now, I believe they're going to be known as Cope and Cage, Cage and Cope. Who knows? But they are taking on the matriarchy. Had the guys vote? Let's have a look.
So we have the returning Edge and Christian, man. Or rather, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage teamed up, as I always knew they was going to eventually, to take on the team of, Luchasaurus it looks like now. Unless Wikipedia be lying or something. And Kip Sabian, yeah, that's going to be a interesting one, but very obvious who's going to win that. I know, Luchasaurus does returning and whatnot, but at the same time, man, it's Edge and Christian. Their return is a bit more higher on the totem pole, man. So yeah, this seems to be the year of final runs, if you will. You got Hardy's over in TNA doing their thing, gonna fight the Dudleys. Yeah, Bound for Glory. So AEW, why not give Edge and Christian a win as well? So obviously they have to win here, man. Edge and Christian for the win. Sorry, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the win.
You think you know them. Now, guys, I swear to you on everything. Absolutely everything. If Gangrel comes out with Edge and Christian, even though they're now Christian and Cope or rated R Adam Copeland, I will be fuming. Either way, it changes nothing. The reunited brothers, even though they're not brothers, but they might as well be. This proves that blood doesn't make your family, because these guys are closer than any brothers could be. Take on the former patriarchy, now the matriarchy. I don't care which ones you want to throw into it. It's the return of E&C. I know it's not E&C, but it's E&C, you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, the victory goes to Cope and Cope. Cope and Cage. Yeah, maybe that's what we're going to call them, Cope and Cage. But yeah, that's your winners. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage for the win. So sad I'm going to miss this one.
You know, I've actually seen people complaining about how rushed this was put together. It's like you can't win with some fans. Remember when they were letting it cook back when PG Punk was around and we never got the Kenny versus Punk match. We never got a number of matches with Punk, and equally I can't think of other wrestlers off the top of my head, but AEW has a litany of historical dream matches that kind of never happened. And I think that they're going to give Christian Cage and Adam Copeland the Sting treatment, which, you know, to quote Simon Miller, makes me all warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. They have got to get the win here. Like, there's no way Kip Sabian, even in front of a British crowd, is winning this. Cope and Cage to win, and that's going to set them on the trajectory for winning the world titles probably quite soon. I would say they've. Is it All Out that's being held in Canada? I may be wrong, but they're going to win it soon. But anyway, this is the start of their journey. Cope and Cage to win.
Edge and Christian back together, but it's not really Edge and Christian. It's Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Doesn't sound the same. I need Edge and Christian. I need to see the 5-second pose. They need to do all of their shtick. If the storyline fits it, I don't know who they're against. Kip Sabian and Nick Wade. Well, I'm going to go with the veterans to win. So I'm going to... They shouldn't win. But they're going to win because, you know, it's Tony Khan. He's playing with his toys. And, yay, I got Edge and Christian to start it. I wonder if he's going to find a way to create Edge name without saying the word Edge. All right, anyway. Winner of this match, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Even though it should be saying the other way around because one's a bigger star now. All right, that's the winner.
As Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would say, finally, we have got, I know they said Edge and Christian there, but we have got Cope and Cage, Cope and Christian back together again. I swear it's been about 12, 13, 14 years since they last been together as a tag team. And this is what people have been calling for years. And we finally got it. Even if it's in a different promotion, even if we can't say Edge and Christian, we can still say Cope and Christian. And for the benefit of those with flash photography or for the benefit of those with good memory, people were absolutely behind them. You know, are we going to see the Fufuzellas again? Are we going to see the 5-second pose? What are we going to see? It would have been nice to see a bigger build-up of them too. But I guess this is just the start of it. So they win this match and then we will get the Cope and Christian of old, or the Edge and Christian of old. I know this is AEW, so I'll just say Cope and Christian for now. But yeah, this you can't make them lose on their first get together. I mean, in a way you can, because, you know, Christian can still be that, you know, that BASTARD. He can still be that A double crooked letter. And then Edge is just trying to bring him back to ways of old. But at the same time, you've got to let them win. You can't bring them back together after all these years where everybody wants and then have them lose. I mean, I think that would be more disappointing than Cody not winning the title at the first WrestleMania. So, obviously, you got to let them win. I mean, Kip Sabian, obviously, great wrestler. He's going to be in his home country. And Nick Wade, obviously, a breakthrough up-and-coming wrestler as well. And obviously being I don't know if they're still the matriarch or the patriarch or whatever they call themselves. But whatever they are, they're not winning here. The crowd is going to go absolutely mental. And your winners of the match, it's going to be Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Cope and Cage.
Okay. So, yes, no matter what you want to call them, the result stays the same. The reunited bros are going to take the win. And if they don't, shame on you, Khan. Shame on you, Tony Khan, for shame. Anyway, guys, let's do it. Let's bring some ladies into the mix. Let's put the TBS title on the line, as Mercedes Moné is the one who really opens up for the Forbidden Door, because she's taking on challengers from all over the globe and all different promotions. Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor, Persephone, and one to be decided from Stardom. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
So, fun fact, just before or the day before, Mercedes Moné will be in a match against Emerson Jane for yet another title. It will be champ versus champ. And as much as we've got people from different promotions, I would love to have seen Alex Windsor live, but not going to be there. Big Tone, do your thing. I know you're there as well, Nico, but I don't think you've cheered Alex like we have. We've mainly booed her when she was in Rev Pro. But anyway, let's not waste any time. I believe she is going to continue on her belt defending and capturing. So Mercedes Moné, still your TBS Women's Champion.
Mercedes Moné versus everyone else is basically, as I've just said, everyone else who's pick your poison of who's going to lose to Mercedes. Still don't know yet who's coming in from Stardom. We shall see. Yeah, it's nice to see CMLL get on the card as well. Alex Windsor winning in England, very cool. Maybe for the Rev Pro title at some point, but yeah, not for AEW. No, not for the AEW TBS title. Mercedes is retaining here, so yeah, Mercedes to win.
Ugh. The boring Mercedes Moné. I don't know why. I find her boring. One of the best wrestlers. I watched the match because I was hating on it so bad that someone told me to watch it. I watched a match with her. She's still a good wrestler. Just the character just doesn't do it for me. Saying that, she's with someone that I see quite a lot on the indie scene, and she's a really good wrestler. That's right, Alex Windsor. So I'm gonna go with Alex Windsor. Yeah, Alex Windsor to win this. I mean, not Alex Windsor to win this. Oh no! Scratch that. I'm sticking with Mercedes Moné to win. Because Moné wins everything. Oh, I almost had Alex to win. Damn. If she wins now, I'll be pissed. But yeah, Mercedes Moné is taking it.
I don't know the full contestants in this match, but I know Alex Windsor and Persephone is in it, along with the reigning defending TBS champion Mercedes Moné, and there's a fourth person as well, but that's yet to be determined as this is pre-Dynamite. However, as much as this is Forbidden Door and as much as there are going to be some interesting pops and moments in this match, the belt ain't going anywhere. Mercedes Moné is going to retain. I haven't really got much to deliberate on it, but when you've got a title and there's no build-up for it, it doesn't feel good. Or I'm not convinced with a new champion when there's not been like hardly, if not any build-up. There's got to be some kind of build-up leading up to a possible title change. I could name many matches, but like we're not going to go there because the first match I thought of is from another company. But at the end of the day, it's a fine example of how you do a build. So yeah, still your TBS Women's Champion, Mercedes Moné.
You know what? It warms my heart to see the push that Alex Windsor's getting, and that name is out there and it's becoming popular fast. Because, as you know, MLW, where we go to a lot of indie shows, and we've seen this woman up close and personal so many times as well, man. And it's good to see her just like on the rise. This is why I tell people, anyone, if you're into the bigger shows, try and go to your local smaller shows, because you don't know which one of those people are going to be the stars of tomorrow, man. Like, there would have been a time in it that you could have seen Will Ospreay like every single week for not a lot of money right in front of you. And now look at him, he's one of the biggest stars in the world. And like, looks like Alex Windsor's fixing to have that same treatment. But I don't think that's going to lead her to gold here. I don't think that's going to lead any of the other girls to gold. It's going to be an excellent match, man. But nah, man, Mercedes is still on top. She's still the belt collector, and she's still going to take the win here. Mercedes Moné for the win.
Belt collector indeed. Fun fact, she is taking on Emerson Jane over the weekend, and as much as I love Emerson, I believe that's another belt to Mercedes. I think I said it in my video, but yeah, what I'm saying is I believe there are more belts to be collected here from Mercedes Moné. So I don't think she's collecting one to drop another. She's heading for Nina Samuels territory, and if you're unfamiliar with that, guys, check it out. Nina Samuels, a 10 belt at one-time holder. And yeah, look at Ultimo Dragon, and also shout out to a friend of the ministry, CJ Carter, who's also had a multiple collection of belts. So check those guys out. Bit of British education for you there, people. Check them out. UK stand tall. Should have said that during the Nigel McGuinness bit, shouldn't I? But hey, it all doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, we move on. Let's go. Now, I should really turn the lights up. I'm not going to because you wouldn't see me. And that's no racist jokes either while you're at it. We are talking about the lights out cage match. Too many names to mention. Which way did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
I don't care who's on the teams. Will Ospreay is not losing in London with AEW. Period. I took way too long to say that. This is going to be a banger, isn't it? I mean, it's a privilege that I'm going to get to see Tanahashi wrestle live, even though it's very much winter of his career. Lights out steel cage. We're going to be treated to something bloody and violent, which is, you know, champagne for the likes of Moxley and the Death Riders. It's going to be a banger. Absolute banger. Ospreay to win. I do have a beef with the fact that it's 3 times now AEW have come to London, and I'm still yet to see a Kenny Omega singles match live. Hurts my soul a little bit. Every time he's either not been there, because, you know, diverticulitis, or the first time he was in a trios match, and this time it's in a cage match. Got to get him on the card, of course, but I do want to see a Kenny Omega singles match before he retires. But yeah, Team Ospreay, Team Golden Lovers, Team Darby, Bushi, Tanahashi, yeah, they're going to win this. This is the feel-good match.
So, get started by now. I'm going to pick Kenny's team, Kenny, Will Ospreay, Darby, so on and so forth. They're winning. And the reason I picked them is because it's always one or the other for me. It's always the Young Bucks or Kenny, and it's like a coin flip. Whoever I pick always loses. I should pick the Young Bucks, that way Will Ospreay can get a victory on this. But it's the UK. Will Ospreay's in the UK. So I'm going with that, you know. I kind of wish I was going now. I'm not going to be there, sorry. But work life. Plus the last time they let me down, so AEW was bad viewing, so decided not to go there. But me and the guys are going to link up and we should do something together. But yeah, with that, I'm going with the Kenny, Will, the Golden Lovers, Darby Allin. It's just going to be an awesome time. So yeah, they're my winners. Sound like I chatting a lot of gibberish, but Will Ospreay's UK. That's why I'm picking it.
This is going to be like a crazy match. And I'm thinking, like, in order to hold 10 men in a steel cage, is it going to be like the proverbial steel cage that kind of surrounds the ring, like it lands on the apron? Or is it going to be like War Games or like Hell in a Cell, where it kind of surrounds the outside of the ring, so you get a little bit of the apron as well? Because in a normal size steel cage, how are you going to hold 10 men? Like, how do you control them? If it's just all of them fighting, then like it's just going to be a bit difficult for cameras to kind of keep up with everything, unless they keep it dead center. But you know, in matches like that, it's going to be spot after spot after spot after spot. And obviously there's going to be some spots where, you know, certain places in the ring has to be clear so that someone can do it. Someone's going to do a jump off the cage. I know it. Like, you got 10 men in there, and whether it's Darby Allin or whether it's Kenny Omega or even Will Ospreay himself, God forbid, because he's got neck injuries that he kept quiet. But it's just going to be crazy, you know. You might even get you to do something crazy, but it's going to be an absolute barnstormer. It's going to be a slobber knocker, as JR would say. That being said, you've got 3 guys that are making some sort of comeback. You've got Kenny Omega, who's just come back after injury. You've got Darby Allin, that's just returned after injury. And you've got an early returning Will Ospreay. So with all that happening all at once. And then obviously you've got the crossover with the Forbidden Door with the New Japan Pro wrestlers in there as well. I can only see the golden stars winning. So yep, it's going to be a crazy match. Obviously, it's going to sign off the show. It's a lights out match, so you know that's probably going to be the last match after the world title. So yeah, it's the golden team with Kenny Omega, with Will Ospreay, with Darby Allin, and is it Kenta and Tanahashi? They are going to win the match. So yep, the golden lovers or the golden dream team for the win.
Tell you what, man, this card is going to be a banger, man. I'm so happy that I get to see it, like, up close and personal in person, man. Just down the road from me, O2 is great. But yeah, I tell you, this match in particular is probably going to be one off, if not the match of the night. We're talking about that cage match, All-Star. Yeah, the best of AEW, the best of New Japan, all wrapped together in this like very violent bubble. Who wins? And that's a good question. To be honest, I don't think it's that hard though. Like, I cannot see the the good guy team, Will Ospreay, man, Kenny Omega, like Tanahashi, like all of them guys together losing. It's not something I really see going down that way. Plus, like the Death Riders, man, they don't really need to be kept so strong anymore because they don't have the gold anymore. On top of that, the Young Bucks are getting parred. The only thing I really want to see is how Young Bucks get parred in the O2. That's gonna be hilarious, man. Can't wait for it. But anyway, man, like the good guys, man, Will Ospreay and Co for the win.
Pretty tough one with this steel cage match. The only thing I'm going to go with, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is going to be the determining factor. When you get all of these kind of matches, it could go either way. I was actually going to go with the heels, but Tony Khan seems to admire and acknowledge the international fans. So definitely Will Ospreay being in this cage match means I'm going to go for the Golden Lovers, Will Ospreay and whoever else is in that match. But yeah, another loss for the Death Riders and the former EVPs. Congratulations to Ospreay and Co. I'm going to go for that one.
Okay. It seems like we're down with our British boy. Do us proud, Will. Do us proud. Can't lie. The more this comes up, the more I am kicking myself for not buying a ticket. But no, as Den said, work just was not on my side this week, guys. So I will not be in attendance. But I do wish everyone a good Forbidden Door. I say that like that we're at the end. There are still 2 more matches to go. So here we go, guys. Let's bring the women's title on the line as Timeless Tony Storm takes on the Ring of Honor champion Athena. Which way did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
You know Athena should win this, right? You know Athena should win this storyline-wise. Athena haven't lost. Yes, that's right. I read it by it before. And it was set up Athena and Monet again. But I think it's more setting up Monet and Tony. Or make it a triple threat later. But as y'all know, one of the best things on AEW for me is Tony Storm. I love the character. It gives me pure jokes. So, yeah, I'm going with Tony Storm to win this. I know, it seems like I'm picking just champs. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with it. Tony Storm to win this because you're entertaining. Keep entertaining me. Thank you.
See, this is an interesting match. There's the word of the day for me because I took time to really think about this match, but I think I thought about it a little bit too much. Because here's the good thing about holding a title for so long and going into another championship match where your title's not on the line. You can lose the match and still look strong. I mean, you've been defeated, but you're still your company's champion. Timeless Tony Storm has had that belt for a long time also. But after coming off an incredible win from Mercedes Moné, I think you kind of got to continue that role. Although it would be very interesting if Athena won it because, you know, if you look at Stone Cold's first run, he had it for 3 months and lost to Stone Cold. Although he won it 24 hours later, it was still a shock that Kane won. And you can still bring that shock factor here. I mean, are we going to have both people who have cash-in contracts lose on the same night? That's a questionable fact as well. Or feat, whatever you want to call it. But without thinking about it too much, I don't know if Billy is going to get involved and try to help her teach her and obviously get it wrong. I don't know if someone may try it, like Mina Shirakawa, she may come and help Timeless Tony Storm because she showed up on, was it Collision or Dynamite last week? I think it was Collision. So you've got that little mixed match thing there. But I think you keep... one important fact is the last 2 times Tony Storm has been in London, she's lost. She lost her world title twice. I think this is going to be the 3rd charm. This is going to be the 3rd time lucky. She's going to beat that demon and she's going to win. So still, your AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Tony Storm.
This also is one of the more harder matches for me of the night, man. Because on one hand, like, Athena has been on, like, the role of a lifetime. And I've been saying for a long time in these podcasts that AEW really needs to spotlight her title run a lot more because it's amazing. Well, it's like 3 years or something, man. Like, talking like Roman Reigns levels of, like, of magnificence with that title reign. And it's about time she's been, like, you know, shown as a top star in AEW proper. So, do we put the belt on her here? And I'm going to go ahead and say, no, I don't think we do. Like, at the same time, Tony Storm, she can lose the title and, you know, just be chasing it and doing all that. But at the same time, I think they want her as champion because she is literally the most over, like, female star in the company. Like, and I don't feel like they want to ruin that anytime soon. And even in Athena losing, she's still the forever ROH champion, man. So, she's still going to be on top. So for that reason, I think Tony Storm's going to retain.
To my knowledge, this is champ versus champ, and I'm not really hyping it. We're just putting it as Athena's won the gauntlet and she's cashing in. As much as a powerhouse as she's been, she's only now just surfaced on the AEW front. And I think it'd be very weird to see her go from, like, non-televised AEW, so people not paying attention. Even here, we're not highlighting it's champ versus champ, and straight into a title victory. I think there's that TBS to come first. So I'm going to go for Tony Storm to retain. That's correct. Even though it's not been in her favour every time she's come to Wembley. She's ended up taking it out and dropping a title. But I'm going to go with it this time. Break the curse, darling. Chin up. Tony Storm for the win.
Tony Storm is just the best women's wrestler in the world at the moment. I can't see 2 belts Athena. I think, obviously, keep her act as the forever champ, you know, the 700-plus day reign on Ring of Honor. Awesome. Most people don't watch Ring of Honor. If you're one of them, that's awesome. Support all wrestling. Love that. This is another scalp for the timeless star to take. Tony Storm's going to win this, I believe.
So timeless versus forever. The world has gone timeless, but there is a lot of love for Athena, the forever champ. Okay, so put some respect on her name. Don't think we're crapping on her. That don't happen around here. MO Dub don't hate on no Athena out here. Get that straight. Okay, guys, now it's time for what I believe is the main event. Leon may well be right. Lights out may be the way to put the lights out in the O2. But this is title time. It's champion time. It's the man who ended the Death Riders, an EVP in real life, but not in storyline. The man who's on Cowboy-ish versus the man who's better than you. I still want to say baby. But yes, taking on the man who's better than you. Burberry versus Chaps. Yeah, you get where I'm going. I'm not going to do a whole load of stuff. It's Hangman Adam Page. It's MJF. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
See, this is the second most hard match for me to predict because as I asked before, are two people going to lose their cash-in contracts in the same night? You know, that's like Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank losing on the same night, and I don't think that's ever been done. Maybe one or the other, but not both in the same night. Could it really be pulled off? Because if that's the case, then MJF is scheduled to lose, which could happen. But like at the same time, it's like, how could it happen? This thing with the Hurt Syndicate and MJF, it took longer for him to get in than how quick it was for them to vote him out. And there's something not being revealed here anyways, just yet. MJF could cause the Hurt Syndicate to lose their tag titles, so there could be some payback for that later on in the night. And I think that even may be the case here, because how all of a sudden he's just voted out? Like I said, it took longer for him to get in than it did for him to get out. So I guess something's going to happen there. And maybe that's the reason why MJF loses. Not to mention, Hangman only just won that title, so, you know, it's not a very good look for the world champion to lose his title in his practically first defense. Unless you really make the story compelling and interesting, still not a good look, is it? You know, I mean, it's not the Attitude Era anymore, so you can't really pull those things off anymore. But for whatever reason, I think Hangman Adam Page is going to walk away with the world title here. He's going to win. This match could be a no contest. It could end in a disqualification. But either way, MJF is not walking out with that world title. So still, your AEW world champion, Hangman Adam Page.
You know, I love it when you can point to the main event undercard and you're not sure who's going to win, especially in a title match. Yeah, like this, for me, is the hardest match to pick up the entire night because, again, both parties have a lot going as to why they would either obtain or retain that title. If you look at Hangman Adam Page, he was on a massive story arc of redemption of character, man, redemption of status, fought his way all back to the title and finally got the belt of John Moxley, keeping it in that damn suitcase for over a year. Yeah, and like he's the champion now, and all is right with the world, man. Do we want to end that so soon on his very first like title defense at a pay-per-view? I don't know, you know. But then at the other end of the spectrum, you got like MJF, man, who like he's cashed in his contract, and I'm sure they want that to yield fruit as well. Plus, look, whether you liked it or not, he's in Happy Gilmore 2, a movie being viewed worldwide all over Netflix. Like, it will make sense for AEW as a company to want to put the belt on this man, like who's getting so much publicity by mainstream media at the moment, yeah, and say this is our world champion. Plus, like, you know, they finally sort of fixed MJF and brought Dastardly MJF back. The guy who's the star of the company, not just the person who's hanging around. But this is what makes it hard, man. That damn Hurt Syndicate. Now, it might have seemed pretty cut and dry that he got kicked out. But for me, I always scratched my head and thought, you know what? Max didn't really do anything to warrant being kicked out like that. Yeah. So, is he actually out? Is he really out? Or is he secretly, you know, still in alignment with them? Are they going to come down and help him win that title belt? I think they are. And I think this adds to Hammond's story arc, really, of, like, you know, just being that guy chasing the title. And, like, he's going to go for a bit of a mood. But, yeah. Yeah, man, I think MJF's going to get that title, man. MJF for the win. Through the most nefarious of means. So glad they get to see it in person.
I don't know if I like this. I'm going to be real. I don't know if I like this. It's Hangman Adam Page versus MJF. Now, the storied rivalry, tenured AEW champions, all of that I'm down for. MJF just feels like a placeholder. Like this is Hangman's first pay-per-view defense, and when you're throwing MJF in, and he doesn't feel like a foil. It just feels like someone just thrown in there. I get that he's cashing in, but it just doesn't feel that way. So let's cut the crap. Hangman Adam Page for the win. It's the way, yeah.
I can't win this season, so I know that certain members of the ministry will be like, well, mathematically you're not out yet. Yes, but the problem with our competition, not problem, just fact, is that it is essentially like an F1 race. If you start badly, you can still win, but the likelihood is slim to none. It's all about how you start. And Big Tone and Leon have started so well this season that I actually don't think they can be caught. If they maintain their current, short of having a Verstappen-like breakdown, there's an F1 reference for you, if they maintain their current form, even if we all get better, that means Den, AJ, and myself all get better, that gap doesn't close if they maintain current form. And the likelihood of them dropping enough and for us to continue getting as many points as we need to catch them, it's like mathematically possible, but logically unlikely. So with all that said, I can basically pick however the hell I want here. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but there's no pressure on me, so I'm going to have some fun with this one. Hangman Page is better chasing. He just is. And MJF is better holding. Bold prediction, but who cares, because I ain't winning. I think MJF is going to win here. I think MJF is going to shock everyone. Everyone's thinking, he's a veritable challenge for Hangman, and it's the first obstacle for Hangman to overcome. Who says we have to have a long title reign? I think MJF is going to pull off a major upset here, and I'm going to go with it. MJF to win.
To this day, I still don't see the appeal of Hangman. I got the appeal for MJF. I would love to see MJF take it, but I've been picking all the champs, so I might as well stick with that. Well, this is hard. No, it ain't. It's got to be Hangman Page. You can't just be a transitional champion like that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Hangman to win this, even though I won't be upset if MJF gets it. Because if MJF wins, someone like it I actually find entertaining. Hangman wins, someone y'all find entertaining. So everybody wins. Anyway, Hangman Page to take this. I really want Hangman to win though because I need the points.
Is Leon right? Is there something in the whole, it took him longer to get in than it did to get out? Are the Hurt Business secretly coming out to help MJF? Find out more at Forbidden Door. Hey. Right, no, I didn't even plan on that rhyme. But okay, guys, that's the one. Look, we've been over an hour, so I'm going to keep it short. Do comment below. Do like. Do ring the notification bell so you know the next time the ministry are releasing a video. Once a week, you have Den the Tech watching wrestling. Every now and again, there's a little thought piece. And obviously, there was the prediction show, even though it looks like a foregone conclusion. Now it's to see who will not be last. But anyway, I'm dragging. I'm the 1AJ. I'm representing the Ministry of Wrestling. Yeah, damn right. It's 1/5 of them boys. I didn't say it till the end, but that's what it's going to be. Enjoy the Forbidden Door. We are out. UK, enjoy. And everybody else. But yeah, this is our chance to enjoy Forbidden Door live. Nico and Big Tone anyway. So we are out. See ya.